You see it?
We're live.
Okay. Why don't I hear anything? The screen I just
Peace, peace, peace. Peace and paradise to all American Aborigines. Chief Holidays in the building. The truth is here. Hey, yeah, man, y'all have to pardon us for the technical difficulties. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is, man. We got live streaming going on right now, man. But we definitely appreciate y'all, man. Um, so, peace to all the great ones tuned in, man. Peace to everybody. Let me get first in the building. Hey, I'd like to thank the people over at 2 a.m. Shout out to 2 a.m., y'all. Wake up. It's time. We got Miss Gretchen Helm in the building. Peace and love, sis. We got Captain America is in the building. Salute, Cap. Chickahominy Roots. Oseo, especially Narvars, is in the building. Man, with snack time. This better be good. I mean, we gonna have something good. You know what I'm saying? So thank you. So we got Savalas McDaniel in the building. Oseo, thank you for coming. Hyena Chief is in the building. He's King. Grassroots Truth. That's right. We've been here. Mound up. That's facts. Nighthawk. Salute, brother. Eagle Hawk Condor. Oseo. A dots. B dots. Oseo, thank you for coming. Rick Ross. Why 50 Cent can't do me like Ja Rule is in the building. Said peace from the Pahokee, Florida. Oseo, thank you. Shout out to all the great people out there in Florida, man. Peace to the Sunshine State. Sleepy Jack is in the building. Peace King. DC Big Oso Ya. Okay, what's up, DC? Nice to meet you, brother. Blessings and feathers held up high, family. Has anyone brought up the so-called racial slur redskin? Hey, well, you know, we can talk about that too right now, because once again, y'all, we're being fooled out of our energy, out of our birthright. They've been tapped into that energy. Daniel Snyder have been tapped into Redskins. They done already reaped the motherfucking benefits from these motherfucking statues and these motherfucking fairy tales they've been teaching our people for a long fucking time. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna address all this tonight, y'all. You know what I'm saying? So right now they saying, oh, all this stuff is Redskins. It's red means brown. That's it. I'm not gonna go back and forth with y'all. I'm not about to get into the fucking whole heavy teaching. We done went through this a billion fucking times. It is done. I think it's. I at some point I feel like motherfuckers are willfully teaching fake shit, false shit. I at this point, like it's just. I'm almost convinced that that you have people that literally tell you that they're against certain people and they openly saying all these racist ass things, right? But then turn around and push the narrative that's given to them by these people. It's just crazy to me. The narrative, the conversations, we talk about word spells that people are casting, and 99.9% of the time, these people are religious people, right? These people bring a religious, spiritual tone to it anyway, so they know that words have tones, have magic that is attached to them. They believe in the magic. 99% of the niggas that listen to these niggas, they believe in the magic shit too. Omega Red is in the building. Peace King. Libra Sun, Peace of the God is in the building. Kevin Tyler, John Black Hawk. Stay stacked nice. You got the Empress Southwind is in the building. Peace of the guys, man. We definitely appreciate everybody tuned in, y'all. Listen, man. Like I said, you know, they up here like, oh yeah, we want the Redskins to take down. You know, that's a racial slur. Explain to me how it's a racial slur. Break it down. Let me understand that. See, once again, we don't have the historical aspects of anything. You know what I'm saying? Even showing you the original Redskin. You know what I'm saying? They're dark skinned. These are all dark skinned people. So Ruddy goes back to brown. It's German. Daniel Snyder is German. So they know exactly what they're doing. They know when they tap into the energy of our ancestors, of our land, of our artifacts, of our shit, they're tapping into it. So when they built on top of it and put they fucking fairy tale ass people on top of it, this is what they're doing. So I'm not about to keep going back and forth with y'all. Keep going. Like, we got to keep having this conversation about we are not Africans. I'm going to say this again. The so-called Black American, aka African American, aka American Negro, all colored, all these goddamn social classifications that were given to us in the last fucking 100 years are made up. We are not from Africa. We are Americans. We are the first Americans, i.e., Aborigine Americans. Damn, like how the fuck, why do we got to keep going back and forth for this? We have archaeology, not only the oldest 13,000 years ago, right? But 7,000 years ago. It's thousands of Negro skeletons that they have uncovered on the ground. 5,000 years ago, 6,000, 4,000 years ago, 3,000 years ago, 2,000 years ago, there are Negroes in the ground, okay? There are murals, there's skeletons, there's mummies, all these things that you don't have in Africa. Attach yourself to. We have everything that you don't have. So once again, when I see people that supposed to be catch this on this wave, man, come on, man, I'm concerned. As your brother, as a concerned brother, I have to address this, y'all. We can't keep letting this shit go. We are not Africans. Shit, Africans ain't Africans. We are not Africans. Stop calling us African Americans. It is disrespectful. You are disrespecting your ancestors, our ancestors. You don't classify all of us as no Africans, blacks, nothing. But why y'all keep calling us Africans? We are not Africans. We did not get hit over the head in 1619, right? Hit over the head, brought on the ship, and then brought over here, raped, murdered, changed all this other stuff up or whatever. And then the result comes into these people that you see today, right? And you have the 400-year biblical context that go along with that. Now, even though that is, you know, a lot of times you hear the stories and they you know, people, in my experience, right, try to fit themselves into these boxes. No matter what we do, they still fit themselves in the 400 years, 1619 to 2019, right? Which is just last year, of a 400-year box of slavery, right? And I think that's interesting, right? Because, you know, if you actually, what I thought you said, that slavery happened in, you know, at this time, and it ended at 1863, 65 or whatever, right? So what's this 2019 stuff, right? So, right, because they're fitting their 400-year prophecy, right, into, right, this reality. We're gonna fit 400 years into a time period that doesn't exist, right? So 1619 to 2019, according to them, it's 400 years, and this is where niggas were slaves. Well, according to them, 150 some odd years ago, they abolished slavery. So you have to knock off from 1619, right, to 1865. I'll give you 65, right? You have to knock that off, right? So the other 150 some odd years attached to that is just them attaching themselves into these things. You understand what I'm saying? That's them attaching themselves or victimizing themselves and say, oh, we're the lost people, we're 400 years in another land, all this other stuff. This is a story. This is a story. Once again, it doesn't fit reality because 1619 or whatever. Now, you know, like I said, shout out to the minister Louis Farrakhan. I just watched the Criterion the other day. Like I said, man, I've been watching the minister for a long time, y'all. The minister Louis Farrakhan is one of my teachers. You know, I would have to say that. Definitely inspiration. You know, and we'll have to go down and argue this one of the greatest leaders that we've ever had. We're gonna have to say that, right? However, for some of us who have transitioned past religion, right? You know, when you see people that are still attached to it, right? It's almost like watching somebody stuck in a time warp. It's like, you know, not to be disrespectful, y'all, but y'all understand what I'm saying? Like, it's like somebody stuck in a time warp. Oh, yeah. Like somebody stuck in a time warp, and you really, you know, and maybe they don't know it, you know what I'm saying? But you know it. You sitting there watching them, and then they haven't caught up to the information. They're going more off of belief system as opposed to actual research and information or whatever. Now, not saying that they're going to overlook the actual information, but these things are important, right? So when you hear people that say, hey, we're Africans and Africa is our home, right? The question I ask is, well, where is the connection? Where are they? How are they working over there, but over here as well, to help us achieve, right, the things that you say that you're supposed to, we because we're African Americans, right? So we've gone over these conversations a million times. We put these vibrations out there. We put information out there. We've shown information, whatever, right? Now, and we've talked about certain things. They talked about people coming here and meeting certain people. The Olmecs coming here from certain places, but they never can tell you where they came from. They never can show you nothing that would attach these so-called Olmec or She people or whatever to anything, say West Africa, for instance, right? Nowhere. You have any skeletal remains or anything that you can attach yourself to, that you can compare yourself to? I can compare myself to Naya, Luzia, and all the other skeletal remains that they have found here in the ground. See how that works? So the fact that we know that these people are creating a system, a situation or whatever to trick us away from our land, the fact that you guys continue to keep pushing that same agenda, I feel a way about this, y'all. I do. When I'm watching this, I'm like, yo, this is weird to me that we are home. Everybody knows this. So look, I want to play a video clip, right? Shout out to Chief Jay Winters, right? He had did an interview, the Minister Louis Farrakhan, right? And we shown this a million times as well, y'all. You know, just as because we were proud, the minister, you know, sitting down with Jay Winters and to have this conversation because this is a great leader, right? So maybe he just missed the memo or whatever, that we're home, that we never came here, and that slavery is a system. And we're gonna get into that conversation. We're gonna have an open panel, man. We're gonna discuss these things, man. But I see the good that comes from this, because you see brothers like Deshaun Jackson. Shout out to Deshaun Jackson. Shout out to Shannon Sharp. Salute to the brother Shannon Sharp. Salute these brothers waking up. You're seeing, you know how like the alarm clock, 2 a.m. alarm clock's going off, right? Wake up, right? It's time. Wake up, right? But you know how you telling somebody to wake up, and you know they can't get up. They yawning, they flipping over, going back to sleep and shit. This is what we dealing with. This is what I'm seeing, right? I'm seeing people waking up, going back to sleep, waking up, going back to sleep, waking up, going back to sleep, right? So that's what we're dealing with, yeah. So we're talking about this video with Chief Jay Winters and the Minister Louis Farrakhan. You know, just want you guys, if you haven't seen this, I think it's interesting. If you have seen it, whatever, like I said, we're going to discuss these things. We're going to discuss the brother Grandmaster Jay. Shout out to brother Grandmaster Jay. Shout out to the NFAC. Like I said, man, you know, I salute you brothers. And if there's anything that I say that is, you know, it's only gonna get better. You know what I'm saying? So salute to those brothers, right? But same token too, right? I heard the brother Grandmaster Jay saying, hey, you know, carve us out a piece of land here, right? For us to live separate and in peace and things of that nature, whatever, right? Or let us go home. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. We're home. And as far as I'm concerned, you can't carve shit out for me. That's a lie. It's a prison. Right? This whole motherfucker is ours. You know what I'm saying? And so that's why I start negotiations from there. You know what I'm saying? I don't start negotiations from give me a little bit. You know what I'm saying? First off, you're not even the motherfuckers that's supposed to even be having a say so. Like, who's saying this is our land? What you talking about? So who's giving the authority to do what? So instantaneously, I just said, for real, like, as far as that, we're home. We're not going nowhere. Okay? And that's what we're talking about. Now, I think we're going to have to play the game the way the game has been played, y'all. I don't think they understand that. Infinite the God is in the building. Copper Pride. Hiya. Salute to you, brother, sister. Derek Witherspoon is in the building. Peace, King. Wayne knows that Farrakhan says that Christ is here now. See, well, I mean, you know, he means that literally. You know what I'm saying? He literally means that. Um, you know, I say, like I said, you know, he's definitely. If you would, if y'all can name me another modern leader that we can compare, you know, to say, okay, well, this guy right here should be on this guy. There's an argument that Farrakhan face should be on Mount Rushmore, right? He should be one of those pictures. So we gotta have this conversation. You know what I mean? And don't be afraid of it. Keem the Great is in the building. Indigo Descendant Ocio, thank you for coming. Black Hawk, Peach King. Thank you guys for showing up today. We're gonna get this video up in a second, y'all. Hold on 1 minute. Let me see what else we got in there. L Boogie, Peace Empress is in the building. Raiders Nation, stand up. That's what's up. Religions keep niggas sleep. Come on now. Hey, and when I was in religion, right? And you know, we've all came through Sunday school. We've come through, you know, different curriculums and stuff like that, whatever. And like I said, some of us are still in it. And you know, I take that as all blades of grass don't grow the same. We're talking spiritually, right? It is what it is, right? You understand that? I'm not a believer. I don't believe anything, right? I don't believe in these fairy tales. I believe in their stories. I believe in there's lessons that come from these stories. But once you start attaching names to stuff like Jesus and stuff like that, right? He said something about that it was a 64-year turnaround before 2019. So 64 years of that, it was like 2000, I mean, 1555 when he said that they brought Africans here, right? That they brought Africans here, bred them, made them have babies, killed the parents, and then taught the babies what they want to know. That's a slave narrative. That's a story. There's no evidence of no good ship Jesus. There's no evidence of them going in 1555, sacking some people up in Africa, bringing them all the way back over here. That's just not true, right? There were already Aborigines, copper-colored niggas, black people, for some of you slow motherfuckers. It was already niggas already around the planet. According to the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, that you, every member of the Nation of Islam, right? Now that might not be true because some of you guys are from different places, right? But you are the descendants, right, of the original man of Northern America, of the wilderness here in Northern America. How the fuck do you become? How are we not the original man anymore? Because you fall asleep, just like the sister saying, religion keeps you asleep. Wake up and niggas falling back to sleep because religion puts you back to sleep. It puts you in Mecca. It puts you in Arabia. It puts you in Jerusalem. Spiritually, you're spiritually there. You're mentally there. You're physically there. You're never gonna tap in to your shit here. While you're not tapping into your shit here, they are putting monuments. They're building shit on our shit. They're building on top of our shit, right in our face. They're tapped in, and they're using Redskin against you. Listen, he's fighting tooth and nail to keep it. Okay, he knows the power that comes from these terms. He don't have to win a Super Bowl. The power that he gets from Rudskin, the Rud man, the Rudy man, he could have made that motherfucker lighter than him. He understands the power that comes from these symbols. We're talking symbols. You guys talk symbols all the time. Yo, are y'all serious? We got Ariel Rollins is in the building. Peace King. What is that? Miss Nita? Miss Nita Ocio, sis. Thank you. I mean, Pony Locks is in the building. Farrakhan says his wife practiced her Aboriginal American heritage. I don't even know what that means. Like, do we practice African motherfucking heritage around this bitch? Like, what does that mean? Does she practice Native American heritage or something like that or whatever? Like you said, I'm saying all these fake ass conversations and terms or whatever. American heritage. What are you talking? What is going on? Not you, sis. I don't understand what I'm saying. That's not even that's got to be the dumbest are we really having this conversation? Like, this is crazy. We gotta get y'all in here. Though. Get this in there. We got Miss Sylvia Williams is in the building. That's right. 2 a.m. Wake up, stand up, and move forward or upward. We are home. Home is where one places the hat. That's right. I'm put that on there, sis. That's a fact, man. Plant your feet. You're here spiritually. Yep. Yep, that's the video. They was yeah. We want to get this video. We're about to put this video up though, yeah. Like I said, man, we're gonna come back on the other side of the video and we're gonna talk about it. So we get the link in the chat room. Kiwanis, the Origine is in the building. Peace King. We got Miss Dion Bailey is in the building. Peace Empress. We got Original Intellect. Peace King. Thank you for coming, brother. Let's say we got. I'm just gonna put you down as the assassin is in the building. Oseo, brother. Said Islam family. Islam, thank you for coming, bro. And like I said, man, there's no disrespect to anything or whatever. Hopefully, we're gonna come closer together. We're gonna get something out of this. We're not gonna. It's not never. Like I said, you know, there's much love and respect and honor for the honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Like I said, he's definitely in my top 5. I can't say that Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad is one of my favorite and the greatest, and I can't put his teacher in there. And you have to put Honorable Elijah Muhammad in that conversation as well. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying? So it's just you just can't do that. You know what I mean? When you have these conversations, man. We got Bubbly in the building. Funky Town, stand up. What's up, brother? Stephen Red Clay, Peach King. Hold on, yeah. Let me put this in the link chat room. Hold on a second. We're just gonna get onto this video too, but I'll post the link in the chat room, man. So let's get into it, man. Shout out to everybody. Let me take this off the screen too. Here's no sound. There you go.
To most Americans, they are a people without a valued or clear history. Many. All right, peace, y'all. Peace. How y'all doing, man? I'm here with a powerful brother. What's your name again, sir?
Lionel Van Dam.
Lionel Van Dam. I see you got on a veteran hat, man. You got on the veteran hat. What's that? What branch you been in?
The Army.
Okay, the Army. But I didn't come
career at the age of 17.
Okay. And you are how old today?
85.
You are 85. Something that was very interesting that you said to me when the last time I was here to see my grandmother, and we talked a little bit about the Native American Indians. And when you told me you was a Native American, it really, hold up, say that again.
Cherokee Indian.
Cherokee Indian. When did you learn you was a Cherokee Indian?
My mother. With my mother at 3 years old.
Oh, so when you was 3 years old, your mother let you know?
Yes.
Have you ever been to some of the powwows that's out there?
Yes, I have.
What can you tell us about it?
Powwows, reunion of all the tribes, all the Cherokee Nation. We stick together like glue. We feed the nation of our people, and we take care of our people, and we never give up. I'll die an Indian.
That's right.
And that's it. I don't know what my complexion is. It doesn't matter. My kids are Indian, and I'm Indian.
So are you telling me, sir, that you are not African? You don't have no African blood or nothing?
I don't have no African. I don't know what my daddy was. Right, my mother, I guess. He stole a piece from her because she was pretty. Oh, incidentally, my mother was very fair, almost white, blue veins, red hair. But she still was a Cherokee Indian. She had no white in her at all. She's part of the nation. She's dead. She lived to be 89. Grandmother lived to be 90. Grandfather lived to be 110. I'm 85 and I'm going to try and beat my grandfather and go 112 if I can.
Talk that shit, man. Talk that shit.
Definitely make it. What can you tell me about the relationship between the Cherokee Indians and the African people?
Hi. Thank you, Dollar. Between the African, we have no qualms. I'll tell you this, and I'd like you young people to understand it. The Africans will always be the Africans. They've got their own country. They was born in Africa. Africa is their country. You're a Negro. What the white man gave you that name, and that's what you are. The Africans have nothing to do with the Negroes in the United States. They walk away and
Drop the
say,
mic.
I'm a doctor, I'm a lawyer, I'm whatever, and I'm African, and I'm black, and I've got my own country. So that's it. I do not deny my relationship. I'll be an Indian until I die.
So when you writing on your resume or when they say, what is your nationality, what do you say?
Cherokee Indian. I've lost some good jobs. I'll tell you a secret. I went to apply for a porter job that's sweeping the streets of Rockefeller Center, which everybody knows Rockefeller Center has got all kind of little things on the sidewalk. I was going there to sweep the street to get a job. My name is Van Dyne. The reason why my name is Van Dyne, because my grandfather worked for the Dutch.
Osio Taishu, Shadana Lai. I'm Jay Winter Nightwolf, the originator and host of the American Indians Truths. I'm here today with an old friend and brother, Minister Louis Farrakhan from the Nation of Islam. Because of all the thousands of people that I've met over my years, conversations with people that look like African American people. And when you really get down to the nit and the grit of it and ask them, what's your ancestry? Oh, my grandma was a Cherokee, or my great-great-grandfather was, I think he was a Seminole. And because of the stolen heritage of American Indians with black blood and black people with Indian blood, I felt that it was time to bring about a new organization that we call NCBAI, the National Congress of Black American People, Indians.
Talk that shit, man.
I made the announcement. In 6 months, there were carloads of people from California, Oklahoma, Nebraska, people that came out of the Wampanoag, people in Massachusetts, people from busloads of people from Atlanta. They all converged upon Washington, D.C. at this little church that only seat maybe 2,000 people. The aisles were packed. They were outside all around the block. And I asked them, why did you come? Because I had to see my family. And I said, what family? I'm black and I'm Indian. And I have never been to anything where black Indians or Indians with black blood came together under one roof. This was the first time in the history of this republic that black folks of Indian blood and Indian folks with black blood were able to come together as a people and not feel ridiculed, marginalized, or subjugated because they stood up and told the world who they are.
I would like, building on that beautiful picture of black men and women who have Indian roots and red men and women, or Indian men and women that have some black roots. 10-10-15. That's a date that will go down in history. I would like to see all the tribes, those that know that their roots are intertwined, and those that don't. You have a legitimate grievance to put before the United States government. We have a legitimate grievance to put before the United States government. All other matters of justice are small in comparison to the red and the black. Even though our Latino family must have their grievances redressed, there is no grievance that anybody has that's more difficult to solve than the problem of the black and the red. May I say this, my brother? I was up in Pine Ridge with Russell Means at the Sundance.
One of my dearest friends.
I took my wife and my son. My son knew how to go in the wilderness and build a tent where they stayed. I watched my wife. They put a blanket over her arm because she has Indian roots. And they danced. My wife had never danced. But there she was with the women
In the circle.
of the Sioux Oglala Nation. And I watched my wife reach down in her roots, and you could not tell that she was not one of the Oglala Sioux women as she danced with them. The enemy has kept us apart, and we must break down these barriers, because the same spirit that I saw when Juanetta Lone Wolf invited me to the Sundance in the Four Corners, where the Navajo and the Hopi are, and the government was coming to take their land. And the Muslims went with me, my wife, my children. We went there to stand with the Navajo and the Hopi, not knowing whether we will have to fight to maintain that land. God blessed us. We didn't have to fight, but we went there to be with our brothers and sisters in a time of trouble. I'm saying that to say this. We cannot let 10-10-15 just be something with a few tribal members coming. The Indian nation has to show up with us and them and our brown brothers, because all of us are the indigenous people of this planet. Mm-hmm. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us,
Huh?
Night Wolf, I like that name. because the wolf does some work in the night. Poor cattle ranchers and others, they're afraid of the night wolf because he's going to eat. And we got to eat. And we got to provide food for our family, a future for them. And we can't be afraid to step up to what is demanded of us by God to defend the life that He gave us and to pass on to our children a better life, even on our death.
You know what, brother? If you were to walk into any mosque in America and you just laid your hands on the first person or the third person or the fifth person that you see, you realize that you're laying your hands on a Native American?
I believe
there were only 8% of the slaves that came to America. So how is it that there are so many more people that they claim are Black or African American? I think they got the numbers wrong, because a lot of Native Americans are the ones that they're counting as Black folks too.
well, we're really one.
Yeah.
We're not going to let them count this is Native American, this is Black. Hell no. We are the original people of the earth, and to pass on to our children a better life, even on our death.
You know what, brother? If you were to walk into any mosque in America and you just laid your hands on the first person or the third person or the fifth person that you see, you realize that you're laying your hands on a Native American?
I believe
there were only 8% of the slaves that came to America. So how is it that there are so many more people that they claim are Black or African American? I think they got the numbers wrong, because a lot of Native Americans are the ones that they're counting as Black folks too.
well, we're really one.
Yeah.
We're not going to let them count this is Native American, this is Black. Hell no. We are the original people of the earth. I remember a few years.
Sheesh. Hey, there you have it, man. Mr. Louis Farrakhan. Hey, before we get into that, right? Because it's a lot to unpack right there, right? I wanted to talk about the Sinetta thing, right? I'm glad they mashed that together, because you got two gentlemen that are about the same age, right? And it goes off of experience and who's told what and different things or whatever. And everybody doesn't have the same, background and things of that nature. The brother minister is from Trinidad. He's Trinidadian. You know what I'm saying? Descent. So, he has a different experience, obviously, than the brother Divine guy, East Coast, dealing with the Dutch, so on and so forth, right? So we have different experiences. We're dealing with different colonizers. Okay, now I wanted to address this right here. Oh, yeah. Okay. I wanted to address what Derek is saying right here. Shout out to Derek Witherspoon. Said, Chief, do you identify with the Mongols? Well, I don't know what a Mongol is, right? It's another made up classification or whatever. Like those supposed to be like people from China, right, or whatever, right? Only as humans or whatever, right? When we're talking about I say it like this, right? I'm teach from this perspective, right? All right, so when you look at the brother Minister Farrakhan, for instance, right, and you look at the brother Jay Nightwolf, right? We're talking about red man, right? We'll look at Jay, yeah, even though he classifies as a Native American, we would look at his skin color and say he's a red man, right? That would be more leaning more towards a darker person, even a little darker than a Minister Louis Farrakhan. But Minister Louis Farrakhan, ironically, would be the red man skin in that conversation. Once again, red goes back to brown. Brown is translated into red, original people, right? Once again, we're going back to the original people. Now, when we're talking, we have in our families, just like the brother said that was talking to Sinetta, his mama was yellow. She would be considered high yellow, right? These are the conversations that happen in our communities. We have high yellow to jet black. These are the conversations. So to break our family up and to start classifying us as different things, you the red man, you the yellow, you know what I'm saying? These are what they did, and they've done it with language, they've done it with certain things. This is the conversation. This is what's happening. So the minister pointed out, at first he was saying that, that we got to come together, like basically we're different people. His wife went and she dug deep into her roots. Nah, she didn't deep into her Aborigine roots. Your son didn't go out there building a tent. He didn't go out there build a pyramid. Tents, niggas, that you can go to Dick's and get some camping equipment and put up a fucking teepee. That's what that is. What we talk about? Dancing. We know we the original dancers and we made the drums. Like, what are we talking about? Like, this is the most ridiculous shit ever when we having these type of conversations. And then these people will be like, we're trying to culture appropriate them. Just like they was talking about that bullshit, Sister Betty, you know what I'm saying? When it was one news clip when she was in the background and, then people in the comment section was talking shit like, shout out to Sister Betty too, by the way. People was in the background talking about she's cultural appropriating the Native American shit, this, that, and third. Like, are you serious? I had to check their ass. Like, nah, money grip. You motherfuckers don't know anything that came before this. That's new. And by the way, if you touch anybody that's born in America, that'd be Native American. That's just how that works, Jay. So back to the Sinetta conversation, right? Sinetta tried to put the Native American on dude. He called him to Cherokee. See, see, once again, Sinetta, it's word spells. You's trying to make him look like he don't know what he's talking about, but he's 85 years old, who knew his 110 grandfather and his 90-some-year-old grandmothers and great. You understand what I'm saying, y'all? So they had a wealth of information to give to this man and pass down to him that he's passing down. So it is what it is, man. So yeah, now, y'all, I don't identify with the bullshit. However, I do understand that we come in all shapes, all colors, hair textures, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. So don't let none of that shit fool y'all, right? However, we do know that people did come here and create mestizos, mixed generations. This is a real thing, right? So I just asked Derek the question: if do you have mixed people in your immediate family, your blood relatives? Did somebody sleep outside your so-called race? I'm sure they did. Somebody in your family has. I'm sure. Just how it goes. Yeah, we all have those people. So we don't love no less love our mixed people in our families, right? We don't. We open arms with them. Y'all know this. I've seen families. We don't treat our people like that. You know what I'm saying? That's just how we get down. We have to get back to those conversations. These people came in and created the language differences, the cultural differences and stuff like that or whatever, right? That's just what it is. So we have to get back to that. And they made us think that everything black is African and it came from Africa. So that's the problem that we're having. When we're talking phenotypes and stuff like that or whatever, like, well, phenotypes have dates on them too, though, brother. So I'm glad you said that. So when we talk about bones in the ground, the reason why they know that certain people wasn't here, they can't see the skin color, right? It's just bones. They're going off of what's called craniology. Okay, I'm gonna say this again. We talk about this is how they identify the bones in the ground. So when they dig in deep, right? They dig down, they find the skeleton is fully intact. They do the skull, the craniology on it, the measurements of the skull. Oh, these are Negroes. God damn it, right? And we just showed that video last week with a brother, not brother, Walter Neves, that punk. Yeah, he was livid. He was mad that all the fucking measurements kept coming back Negroes. They were everything but Mongoloids. Mongoloids are not indigenous to nowhere. Okay, not even China. We are indigenous. These craniologies, these structures, these Negroes, Negro phenotype, Negro skeletons are every square inch of this planet. Period. If somebody tries to tell you they know where man comes from, they are participating in social Darwinism. They are pushing eugenics on you, whether they know they're doing it or they don't know they're doing it, but they're pushing it on you. Okay, this is just what it is. I don't know if people don't understand what we're saying. They're pushing eugenic stuff on. So that's what we got going on. Mr. Evans is in the building. Shout out to brother. We put the link. Camp Power Houghton, OCO, thank you for coming. Definitely appreciate you guys, man. Special said I had a pic of Minister close up taken when he was on Capitol Hill. Some hacker stole it. Okay, that's what's up. Gee, people would look like us were the first people here in America. That's right. That's the question I was asking. What we see today is native. Yeah, those are just they're not even they're a minority. They're creative people. We just did the joint, the last show on mestizos. You know what I'm saying? And we broke that stuff down. They're creative people, and they're following a system, this caste system, and they're helping. They're perpetuating the caste system. They're creating the system or whatever. So yeah, we are the original people of North America. I'm gonna say this again. We've been here. Anybody's telling you anything else is either not just ignorant or you're police. Sorry, you're helping the system. So yeah, man, that's what we got going on, man. Hey, what's up? Lewis Jones is in the building. Peace, brother. Let's see what this is. America was not here doing the same time. No, yeah, bro. Like that's just facts, man. Like, you know, we're talking about that's how they know who was here. But what they do is when they're talking about it, whatever, they'll talk about people that are here 10,000 BC, right? But then they'll show you literally. They understand the power of visuals. So then they will visually show you a mestizo. Literally. They will literally show you why they're talking about ancient people. Then they will name them, these people that they're talking about. Just saying these is American Negroes in the dirt, like Walter Neves and was mad about, right? When they reconstructed Luzia, they got reconstruction of Naya, they got reconstructions of thousands of skeletons in America. Hip bones, feet, femurs, stuff like that or whatever of Negroes, okay? That, you know, they match them up with, the Negroes are here today. But when they teach it, when they put it out, they put out a certain perspective, a certain agenda, and that's what we're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? So, put this back in here, yeah. I just wanted to, you know, like I said, reach out to these brothers, man. Brother Minister Louis Farrakhan. We are the original man here in North America. That means the first, right? We're the original, the Aborigines of North America. Okay. There's another theory called the out of America, right? Then you have that man came out of that nigga sprung up. In the same way that you have different fucking species that only sprung up from certain places, that you have only certain type of species of people. That's a concept. You only got certain type of fruit and vegetables that will only grow in certain places. You only have certain animals that will only, this is their natural environment. They can only live here. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what we're gonna do. So yeah, we were unique in the sense that we gave so much to civilization. We gave so much to the world. You know what I'm saying, Craig? And not that nobody owes us, but you're gonna give us our motherfucking respect. You're gonna have to put some respect in our ancestors' name and stop telling them some bullshit. Hey, we got Chief Keisha Murphy in the building. OCO sis. Make sure I get everybody. Big is up. That's right. It absolutely is up, brother. And they know it at this point right now, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like that when we're talking about these words, and some people put, oh, those are Native Americans, right? But we're Aboriginal Americans. Who came first? See what I'm saying? So when we look into the definition of America and American and where it comes from and stuff like that, they even tell us lies about it. You go look up America, it's literally telling you in Wikipedia, America versus Gucci. We've debunked that 1,000 times. It's been debunked that, you know what I'm saying, that they're taking stuff and rewriting history and saying, oh yeah, we're gonna apply it to these guys. And they never apply to, you know, and they're taking credit. They always giving it to Europeans. Oh, he comes from Italy. Nobody knows these guys over there because they didn't do shit for them. They're created stories, right? So the brother, Grandmaster Jay, was talking about 300, right? You know, and he talks about maybe we should make movies and then turn like the characters that they put out as being pale people, right? He was like, yo, what if in a Revolutionary Army? I thought this was funny as hell, y'all. I'm working on some Revolutionary War piece, right? You know, and George Washington and all these other people, right? But he was like, what if we made all these people black? And I was like, I said, there you go, brother. You're almost there. You're almost there. That what if we made them all black? They created a theatrical depiction, same way he said that they created the theatrical depiction of Charlton Heston, right, being Moses. Okay, Grandmaster, right? Jay, you understand what I'm saying, brother? Shout out to y'all, salute to you, right? They made a theatrical depiction of Charlton Heston in the deserts of Africa, being Moses. The same way they made a theatrical depiction of Charlton Heston and them playing George Washington. These are fake imageries, y'all. Everything, I'm so everybody could be on the same page, right? Don't be upset. Everybody was black in the Revolutionary War, okay? Do your fucking history. They are whitewashing history with a pencil. Okay? That's it. Everything they tell you is just wrong. Just understand that. Now, the same people say that, but then turn around and then believe books and believe systems and stuff. They tell you the same shit. I'm thinking like, what don't you believe? You believe in 400 years. You believe that only black people were enslaved. No. Poor people were enslaved. People that were in families who had to work as unpaid laborers, that was being identified as slavery right now. You know how they get a whooping from his grandpa? That's being misconstrued as something else. You understand what I'm saying? They are playing a social game. You are never going to get reparations for this thing called slavery because it's fake. Okay? Don't cry. What you should do is come get this 25 bands. If all you fake ass niggas talk about this slavery shit, prove it. That's what you do. Prove it. But you gotta put 25 up. That's an open challenge for whoever wanted. Prove slavery. You know what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen is while they're doing that work, they're gonna do some real research and understand that employment or apprenticeship is slavery. It's just what it is. These are terms, just like black, white terminology. These are terminologies, right? Bruce Lee had a master Was he a slave? He had a teacher. When you go to these private big ass private schools and stuff, they have a headmaster of the school. You know what I'm saying? Didn't Jeffrey call Master Williams? He called him. Oh well, he was a slave, but my bad. but he called him master because it's not a form of of respect of somebody that's teaching you something, right? Now we were the masters. They taught it reversing history, like they were the masters. And they taught us something. But by the same time, they telling you that they didn't have any knowledge of anything, while still telling you that Europe was so great while we were building everything over here. Are y'all serious? But they don't have nothing over there but dookie powers, right? But it's great. It's little. If you go to Europe, you'll see for yourself. And raggedy. Fuck is wrong with y'all? But it's great, all this great shit, because that's the system that they teach the world, that little bitty ass Europe, just reaching out, whooping everybody's ass. Are you serious? Show me what did y'all win? What did y'all beat us? We only beat each other and sold each other out. That's what we're doing today. Same shit. History just keeps repeating itself, and all they got to do is continue to fuel the fire of our sectarial wars that we already have. And we're not smart enough to say, okay, yeah, even though we know I don't like you, but I'm smart enough to know this is for the best interest of our self-preservation of our people. This is to get some fucking power. Now, we lost power in the last 100 fucking years. How are we gonna get some fucking power back? Not by keep saying that, oh, they got all the power, man. This is the power man, and you the weak man, right? That's what we can't do. So we gotta take it to them, man. We gotta take it to them in every way. You know, if you say you fighting this fight, we're home. Like I said, shout out to Grandmaster Jay, said Grand Rising. Y'all know what that is, man. The awakening is happening to our people, right? And before Minister Louis Farrakhan get up out of here, we're gonna make sure that he know who he is, what tribe he come from, Trinidad or whatever, who he's connected with. Because I'm sure he's not just connected to people in Trinidad. People came here and made love to other people that was here on the man. Like, come on, y'all playing games. And also, when Jay Winters talks about 8% of slaves came to America, they were coming from the other parts of the Americas, from the Caribbean islands back and forth. So when people was coming here, they would say, oh, those people are speaking different languages. You know the different language they were speaking? It wasn't no fucking African. It was Spanish. It was Angola, which is a Portuguese dialect language, right? Angola is not a race of people. It's a language, but they turn around and they make it a race of people, okay? This is what they're doing. These people are coming back and forth, depending on who you were dealing with. Who made, like the Portuguese and the Spanish are dealing with you and your people, then they created Spanish or whatever off the indigenous languages. It mixed with their languages, right? It's what happened. That's why we have a different language than our brothers and sisters, and that's why the barrier is there, because we have, perfect example, the French speaking people in Haiti. They're the same fucking tribe of the people there in the Dominican Republic, but because they have two different fucking oppressors, right? Languages, religious practices, and stuff like that, or whatever, right? It makes them beef with each other. Even after the people are kicked the fuck out, they still harbor these same things based off of a language. So Sammy Sosa and them think they better than them because they Catholics and shit, and that they have a different relationship with the oppressor than the Haitians. They're on the same island. So imagine how much stronger DR would be if they joined forces with Haiti. Dumbasses. And you a dumbass, because I don't ride like that. I don't fuck around like that. I don't let no color schemes and no dumb shit that they created that keeps me from loving on my people and building with our people. You niggas is dumb. You think I'm not gonna build with a nigga because he's a Christian? I'm not gonna build with a nigga because he's a fucking Moor? You niggas is dumb. You keep running here with all this dumbass shit and all this separatism stuff or whatever. If you don't like what Grandmaster Jay is doing, shut the fuck up. How about that? Scary ass niggas. These niggas are scared as shit. Scary as hell. Absolutely crazy. El Boria, what it do? They identify language as people. Yeah. They identify nigga like all type of shit as a whole people. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, they come in and like identify the people, right? In a language that, like this, you'll be like, well, wait a minute, what is that? Whatever. It's just like a color or male or female. You know what I'm saying? They be, oh, well, that's just a male or a female. And they'll change the whole people into male or female. And the people like, we don't name ourselves that. That's male and female. You understand what I'm saying? We have allowed these people to create and you're seeing what's the other brother's waking up and saying something, right? I say this right here, right? So Deshaun Jackson reposted anything Farrakhan, right? So anything Farrakhan, right? They'll take it as that, oh, okay, well, Farrakhan is anti-Semitic. We get to that. And last time I checked, I've never seen anything, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. He does tell the truth about some things that's going on or whatever. So, right? So they bar him from certain things, certain platforms, whatever, right? Whether it's Instagram just dropped him, Facebook, whatever, right? Okay, cool. We just talk about that, right? So with the Deshaun Jackson and these guys post the minister, honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan on their platforms, they're saying, listen, y'all, they're saying that this man does not have the freedom of speech in America. First off, let's say that. No matter what the fuck he was saying, he doesn't have the right to say that. He's owned by some Jewish owners. The general managers, so his bosses are Jews. They say his owners Jews. He's been playing the league 13 years. Hope you got some money saved up, D-Jack. But we gonna ride with you though, brother. I hope you got some money saved up. They coming for it, so you know. Right now, shout out to my big brother Shannon Sharp. Salute, love him. Shannon Sharp, you know, he's comfortable too in his finances, and he's like, I'm gonna tell the truth. I'm gonna be a man. I'm gonna stand on truth, and I'm gonna back up my guys when especially when they right. You know what I'm saying? So he's on. He got his partner Skip Bayless, his friend, his guy on you know, on television. You know what I'm saying? His mentor. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Skip Bayless, right? Drip Bayless. Feel me? Shout out to him. Seemed like a good guy. You know what I mean? I don't know him personally, but outside looking in, whatever, it's knowing his story, his background. Seems like a good guy. When I wouldn't say, you know, that you know people, whatever, in their heart and their minds and stuff like that or whatever. But he seems like a good guy and he seems honest and he's gonna tell you how it is. And you know, you might not like his honesty, but you know, whatever, right? So I like what he talks about, right? So Sean Jackson makes this post, whatever, and Skip Bayless is like, yo, he posted Minister Farrakhan or whatever, you know, and I'm gonna get into that. So Shannon cut him off at the pass. He said, okay, well, look, check this out. I talked to D-Jack, you know, and you know, was telling him, hey man, you know, basically, now here's so Shannon. I fucks with Shannon. So Shannon said, look, bro, you know, you I know you didn't mean what you said, but you know, you don't have that much space. You only got so many characters to type stuff, and shit gets lost in translation. You know, basically something to the fact that Hitler was right about something, blah blah. What? Anyway, we get back to that, right? Right. And so they took that offensive, right? So now they're talking about firing him, suspending him, or whatever, right? For his views on how he feel about blacks getting together and forming banks and doing the same thing that Jews do. So what D-Jack is on, right? This is what he's talking about. So everybody else is listening, following the cues, and saying certain things that the Minister Louis Farrakhan, which I said is a great leader, one of our greatest leaders we've ever had, period, because men are still following him, right? So Shannon Sharp went on to say that when he speaks to the Minister Farrakhan, right? Minister Farrakhan, expresses this and he says this and these things are taken out of context and certain things or whatever, right? But he just backed up D Jack and the Minister Farrakhan to where Skip Bayless couldn't even come in and say anything negative about Minister Farrakhan, right? Because he already cut him off with the pass. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, yeah, man, we just need more guys like that on television. Be busy, what it do? Yeah, they definitely don't want to know about that word right there, brother. They, you know what I'm saying? Shannon Sharp, South Carolina's own. We're in the building. That's what's up, DC. You from South Carolina? That's what it do, brother. Shout out to South Carolina. Hey, we got. I know Al Power is in. Is on the little mini tour he on right now. He down in Atlanta. He down there with Mama Chief. Said original Tribal Wear promo. Please watch. Y'all support our sister. That's right. You already know we support Miss Mohawk and Original Tribal Wear over here, y'all. So definitely go support that, man. Support her, get you some feathers, man. Get you t-shirts, all that shit, man. Support the lifestyle. Silly Williams said over 10 years, 100,000 adults and Shurin marched west into unknown and territory. Sadly, 15,000 perished along the way. What are we talking about? What happened? So yeah, my whole thing is though, right? Minister knows the secret relationship, book 1 and book 2, part 1 and part 2, right? Of secret relationship between, you know, leaders and Jews. He knows this. It's published by the Nation of Islam. So he knows the origin of a lot of these things still go back to them. So even when we talking about, I won't get too deep into the spirit, into religious stuff or whatever, but it was set up by the same people that we're talking about. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that was why. I don't know if you guys remember King College and the great Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad speech that comes straight from the teachings of Minister Louis Farrakhan, right? So it's not like he didn't say something that wasn't taught that we all knew at the time in the 90s or whatever, right? That's when the awakening was happening because we was really figuring out who was really against us, y'all. You understand what I'm saying? So once you know these things or whatever, you're not going to stay in a system that's upholding the people that you say that you're against. Do everybody understand that? I'm going to make myself clear. Please. You know what I'm saying? This is crazy. So, man, Florians, yeah, that's facts. Shout out to everybody, man. Make sure I got everybody. See if anybody else trying to come in. I don't know if Ab is still alive down south. I'm gonna catch him. The link in the chat room. Nobody want to come in, man. We're going to shut this thing down. Go check out Ab Power. Maybe come back. I got a couple of things, you know, I wanted to break down. But we want to stay on top of this thing, man. Like I said, just on. Hey, bro, Jay. Shout out to Grandmaster Jay. Like I said, man, we home, man. We ain't going nowhere. This our home. It is what it is. And there's a lot of other strategic things, you know, how I feel, man, and you know what we talk about over here. So, you know, salute to everybody, man. That's real, man. It's sincere. Like I said, we don't all have to. That's the beauty about it. That's the reason why we have different brands and different organizations and different groups that can still come together and support each other. So that's what it's about, y'all. Like I said, nobody want to come in, man. We'll go ahead and shut this thing on down and go check out the brother Aboriginal Power on the road. I don't know if he's still live, y'all. So yeah, man, we're gonna go ahead and shut this thing down, man. I definitely appreciate it. Shout out to 2 a.m., man. Like I said, wake up. It's time. Shout out to the good people over at 2 a.m. Peace and love to everybody that really love their people, man, and really going hard for the ancestors and for the future, man. So we are in a unique place and time right now, man. You know what I'm saying? That we did wake up and we are putting on for the ancestors, but it's important for the future, right? It's important for the future, man. So everything that we do is just gonna be marked in time, and you know, so we're living in history right now. So yeah, they say AP's no longer live. Okay, okay. All right, Chuck, we got Chuck Jackson in the building. Chuck, what it do? David Taylor, Peace Kings. Definitely appreciate you guys, man, coming through. Yeah, so shit, man. Like I said, we're gonna go ahead and shut this thing down, and we'll come back a little later. Peace and paradise to all American Aborigines. We definitely appreciate everybody coming out today. Peace now.